People making their appointments every single day. They're getting, you know, their lips plumped up. They're getting their faces plumped up. They're getting, you know, they're getting Botox and everything else. Just people are just doing all kinds of things. But not just that, they're using parfums, don't even know it. They're using perfumes, it's another story because they do know it. They're using colognes. They're using intensely fied, that's not even a word, I'm sure, sunscreens that are really, really toxic. I was talking a little bit about that. But self-care can go into just washing your laundry, something that's basic essentials. So not all self-care is toxic unless it becomes toxic because you're making it toxic because you don't know to avoid certain things. I got life-changing foods I'm going to start eating. I'm actually really hungry though right now, so I might start right away. But there it is. Expanded edition life-changing foods. Look at that. This is a huge book. Somebody left a comment and they're like, why didn't you just make 2 books? Why didn't you just, you know, leave the old book, and then put out the new book? It's actually better when you still have the older material in here and then you're adding a whole nother like 2, 3, 4 books worth in here. You know, that's even better. So it's a lot. I mean, I appreciate that, but this is a better way of doing it. 600 pages. So it has the original beautiful information of the other book, but then you have all the new information, which is a lot more new information in the book. So there you go. But I appreciate that though. Just thinking of those different ways of doing it. It's best to have it all in one. So you're not buying the old book, you're buying the new book, the expanded edition, all the information, all the new recipes, everything. But then you have the luxury of having that incredible information and the older book. So you have that. So it really makes it nice that way. But you know, and I thought about it, a lot of different ways of doing it. This was the best way for a person to enjoy this, get the information out of it, learn and heal and grow. We're talking about toxic self-care, and I'm gonna just start eating a little bit. If you're okay, I'm probably gonna just start with a little bit of pizza. Cafe Gratitude right here, a medical medium menu, just so you know. So if you ever get a chance and you get out here in LA, this is the medical medium pizza. It's not a pizza filled with all the oil and all the garbage and, you know, the stuff they put in sauces. People have no idea what they put in sauces. All the citric acid that's in sauces, all the different stuff. This is so clean, so pure. It is so beautiful. The crust is a chickpea, sweet potato crust. You can't go wrong with that. It is a beautiful pizza. I'm gonna have a little bit. It's a puttanesca pizza, the Mediterranean, over there at Cafe Gratitude, medical medium menu. Is it okay if I put a slice right here as we get into this? All right. There we are. I got a lot of different items right here from the medical medium menu at Cafe Gratitude. Some of these items they already have right now in the menu, like this pizza, so you can go there and get that there now. And they also have, okay, a bunch of stuff coming out November 6th, which is stuff I'm going to show you right here. Let's get into the book a little bit. I'm going to go to page 9. I can't wait for you to get this book. You're going to be really happy. You're not going to be disappointed. I'm just opening this up right now. Look at that beautiful blackberry parfait right there. Just opening that up like that. So great. I'm going to go to page 9. I'm going to look for some self-care stuff. The Unforgiving 6, which is really a powerful section of the book. Can't scratch the surface. So I was doing a live yesterday. I can't scratch the surface of how much information is in this book. By the way, we're live. This isn't pre-recorded. So we're having dinner together and we're chilling out. We're relaxing. It's great. The Unforgiving list. Pathogen explosion, as I was talking about yesterday. Number 2, toxic heavy metals, aka toxic metals. All right. Number 3, DDT and other applications. Talks about all the stuff in there. Let's just go over that for a moment too. Let's just talk about that area right there. Pesticides, including organic, and that's another problem too. There's so many high copper-based pesticides being used on organic produce out there. But organic produce, it just means you just need to wash it. You need to wash your organic produce. So people, they don't wash it. They just buy it in the store. They never even give it a rinse. You got to wash it. It's important, and you can get that off. That's a really big deal. You can get as much of it as you can off, but organic is still best no matter what. That's the world we live in. It's still best. But we're on the toxic self-care, topic, but I'm just covering some of these things that's interesting. And then you go into air fresheners and scented candles and laundry products. That's in the self-care zone. So people do the scented candles and they treat that as emotional self-care. So that's what the scented candle thing is. Back when COVID hit the scene, scented candles right before COVID hit the scene weren't so big. People used them, they had them in their homes, but then right when COVID hit, it was like every single influencer, everybody on social media was like, I got my candles, I got my candles. And it was this insane search for candles and different kinds of candles with different fragrances. Everybody had their candles in their kitchen and on their coffee table and on their counters and in their bedrooms. They had all their candles in their bedrooms all lit like that. Not only is it a hazard for a fire, a great hazard for a fire, all you got to do is knock one of those babies over on a carpet or something like that. But the other thing is, really, it's just how toxic it really is. So it's like self-care, but it's toxic self-care. Scented candles lands really firmly in the toxic self-care realm because it turned into self-care. It's different back years ago. Yeah, there were people that would put the scented candle in their bathtub, not in it, but right there on the corner of their bathtub while they're taking a bath. It was part of their self-care, and that was always toxic too. But it exploded and turned into a massive movement of scented candles for self-care. So that's important to know right there. So if you're somebody doing all the scented candles and it's part of your self-care routine, toss them out, get rid of them. That's what you should do. It is what you should do. You don't have to do it. You don't have to listen to me, but it's what you should do. That's important right there. The whole self-care and scented candle aspect. Laundry products. A lot of people are looking for laundry products not just to wash their clothing, but to get something else out of it, like a good fragrance, a good scent. Like, that smells so good. Falls in the self-care line a little bit right there because you're washing your clothes. That's self-care we have to do. We have to wash our clothes. It's important to do at least once in a while. You don't have to wash everything maybe, but you got to wash something at some point. So keeping that in mind, that you can go toxic on that in the self-care realm all together. Dryer sheets, that's a whole nother thing. So people want their bedding nice and soft and feeling a certain way, and dryer sheets promise the person that their bedding is going to be so nice and so comfortable. That falls in toxic self-care. That's where that is. You're getting into your bed at night, you're getting all comfortable. It falls right into that. You guys, if you just came on here, you might want to get this book. It's so packed with information. It's jam-packed. It's an incredible book. There it is right there, expanded edition, 600 plus pages. Make sure you order it. It's on Amazon right now, Barnes & Noble. So the whole promise of getting bedding nice and comfortable and nice and soft hits us in an emotional level for self-care. It's like, at the end of the day, I just want to slip in to bed and get between the sheets and relax and the whole bit. So I need really good dryer sheets that are toxic bombs that are contaminating my lungs. And everybody's like, I need those dryer sheets that contaminate my lungs and poison my bloodstream and eat that fiber that comes off, that you can't even see, that microscopic fiber that whooshes off that dryer sheet. I need that for my self-care. See, it's all part of toxic self-care. You see where I'm going here? Body products, that's a big one, okay? So yeah, people are doing body products. And what's so crazy is that there is a surge, a massive surge right now, a massive surge of body sprays for younger people. So it's like, well, first of all, I bet you your body odor doesn't even push through how much garbage is popping off your body. Like how much scented candles, air fresheners in cars, all the different body products in general, not even the ones that are trying to keep odor away. So all of that is already popping. Colognes, perfumes, all of that. most people's closets are so inundated and riddled with so much toxic scent and stink coming off of all their clothing, off their towels, that do they really need to go buy a can and then just be like down on their private parts, their ass crack, their chest, their stomach, their back? Do they really need to do that? They don't, but there's a massive movement now, and it's in line of do this for yourself. You're doing yourself something good. This is what you should be doing. This is this is falling in the toxic self-care. This is the self-care movement, but it's absolutely insane, because if someone smells that bad, something's wrong. Like if they really smell that toxic, where men have to be taking cans, pulling open their shorts and spraying down in there, because it's all over commercials, it's everywhere. If they really have to do that, maybe that's a guy you don't want to be around or something. Maybe that's a dude you don't want to be in bed with. Maybe that's a dude you don't want to be around, because if that guy has to use a half a can of that aerosol in his pants, something's wrong. So maybe there's, I don't know if it's a hygiene problem or something else, but something's going on there. And maybe it might say something about, other things in their life. Maybe not. Maybe, am I being judgmental? I don't know. It's just, I know that I don't think it's really attractive. I don't think it's really something that's great. So the body products and the sprays with the body products are insane. So it's an explosion right now. It's a younger crowd. It's like no one's saying, hey, like that's a bad idea. And if you think you smell that bad, maybe there's something else we got to do about it. Maybe there's something, maybe there's something else that we got to do about it. I'm going to have a bite of pizza if that's okay. There's no cow dairy. By the way, did you know that cow dairy has a lot of blood in it? Do you know about that? Like the blood in cow dairy? There's no dairy on here. There's no cow dairy on here. This is an amazing pizza, okay? So good. That's really good. So, let's get into it a little bit more. The toxic self-care stuff is like at another level now, more so than ever before in history. It's not just cosmetic stuff. It's not the filler. It's not just that. It's not the Botox. It's not the filler. It is that, but it's not just that. That's what's so crazy. So that's a big deal right now. Let's get into it a little bit more on the toxic self-care. If you guys don't mind having dinner with me, because basically I'm a little bit more in a relaxed mood, maybe, or a mode. Maybe you remember me on a live or something where I'm standing there and I'm shouting and I'm talking about all kinds of different things. Maybe you remember that more, and not like the dinner table AW, because this is the dinner table AW. Who knows what I'm even going to say, because something could pop out, especially at the end of the day, and I'm hungry and everything else. So, anything could come out of my mouth right there, like words. Let's just roll with it. We're live. And just a reminder, if you just got on here, please do yourself a favor and do the right self-care by getting a book like this, so you can take care of yourself. And you can learn how to move away from toxic self-care and learn how to do the untoxic self-care. You're worth it. If you're somebody into the self-care thing, body products, hairspray, and other hair products. I still don't know why everybody still uses hairspray. I don't get it. I don't. I get it. They don't want a hair out of place. And that's one thing. And I know a lot of people, they just want their hairdo to be a certain way. And so they're going to do their hairsprays. I mean, look, I got really, really curly hair, frizzy hair. And if you remember, when I don't wear a hat, I have to pull it tight to the ponytail, and then I have to take, a ponytail holder, and I got to wrap it so tight, because if I don't, my hair will just go like this. So I understand the hairspray thing. So what I do is I wear a hat. I try to avoid the frizzies to be going crazy, and I was tired of putting like tightening my ponytail to such a degree and putting a little bit of oil in to kind of keep the frizz down. It was such a pain in the butt, and I really don't have time for that. So I get the hairspray, but you don't have to use toxic hairspray. You don't have to use that conventional toxic hairspray. It is so bad. It's deadly. Stuff is deadly. When you're spraying that in your house, it's clinging to the walls, your bedding, your furniture, every part of the bathroom. It's clinging to everything. It's going in your lungs. Toxic hairspray and hair products, that's part of the self-care, toxic self-care. Toxic hair products alone are really bad. That's a tricky thing all on its own. Is the toxic hair products. That's a big deal. So I know a lot of people use them. Okay, let's cut into that a little bit. Some LCF. You can get a hair product and it doesn't say it's toxic, but it is. You can get a hair product you think is in line and clean and safe and not getting you sick or preparing you for sickness down the road, any kind of sickness down the road, cancer included. You can find those out there, but what people don't realize, there's these hair care products that have hidden things in them. It's not just all the alcohols. They have like 50 different varieties of alcohol in hair care products, and they're all under a different name, okay? But even if you get like a healthier hair care product that purports to be healthy and good and safe, even if you find one, there's still usually some type of fragrance in there, something hidden in there. Essential oils are tricky because people think an essential oil is just an essential oil. It's not true. Essential oils are mixed with other fragrances, and then they basically turn it into this thing where they say it's an essential oil still, but it's not. It's a mutation of essential oil. It's not an essential oil. It once was, a piece of it once was, but they mixed it with other things like a perfume, and then they just called it essential oil. There's all of that. There's some, if you pick out hair care products, body products, skin products, whatever it is, if you pick stuff out there, open it and smell it. You can smell something toxic. You should know. You'll know. It'll hit you. But you may not be somebody that is really tuned in. You may be using so many perfumes, colognes, and different toxic products that you open up a non-toxic product. You don't even know what you're smelling. You have so much stuff woofing off of you. So that is a big piece of it. Makeup, that's another one. There's so many makeups that are still toxic. There's a lot of makeup lines out there. A lot of them still toxic. They act like there's, they're missing this, they're missing that, and they're so much cleaner. Maybe they're a little cleaner than the older ones or the real conventional ones. Still, they're toxic. Still, they're toxic. Sunblock, big one right there. Now, you want to wear sunblock if you're going to be in the sun. If you're not going to cover your skin and you're going to sit in that sun, and that sun is going to be pumping, and you're going to be out somewhere and that sun is just going to be beating on you, you're going to want to protect yourself and wear sunblock. So you want to go with a fragrance-free sunblock, and then you want to test that sunblock. You want to smell it. You want to separate it from other things, and you want to take it, you want to smell it, and you'll smell if it really is an unscented sunblock. Somebody was asking in the comment section about sunblocks. They were asking, what do? I wear a sunblock. I go into the sun a lot. So I'm just going to have a bite right here while there's another plane kind of overhead. So good. So good. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. So, if you guys just got here, you got the pizza right there. Sweet potato, chickpea crust, right there at Cafe Gratitude. A medical medium pizza at Cafe Gratitude. They're known for their pizzas. And they let this one in the door. They let this pizza in the door. And Chef Drew, man, amazing guy, took this medical medium pizza and turned it into, boom, next level of flavor that I couldn't do. What an amazing soul. Amazing soul. All right, so let's take a look. That's a tahini cookie. I'm just going to hold that off for a little bit. That's a dessert. I think I'm going to place it over here. I'm going to have to take these out. Another one of my favorites right here. So this is going to be on the menu too. The pizza's on the menu now, Cafe Gratitude. But this is the sushi, the millet sushi. This is going to be on the menu November 6th. This is alive right now, so if you watch this video after November 6th, you'll be like, boom, it's on the menu. You got some really nice aminos right there. And then we got some wasabi. I don't know if you guys like wasabi, if you're a wasabi person. I am. I love it. I love that wasabi hit. You just got to be careful, to be honest, because you can really get hit if you do too much. You can get right into the sinuses. And horseradish is brutal when it gets really, really up in there. It's a noisy night in LA, man. One thing LA offers is a lot of noise out there. It's okay if I can have this, you guys. Are you alright with this? A little bit of wasabi on there. I know there's a lot of people that say you don't need sunscreen. I don't use it. But you do need sunscreen, depending on what time of day it is, what month it is, where you are in the world. You may need it if you're going to be out in it for a long time. And you got to be careful about the no sunscreen thing. You gotta be careful when you tell people that too, because you might get somebody that's like, you're right, why do I need sunscreen? And you get some poor soul that has fair skin. Get some poor soul that jumps into the sun for an hour during the worst time of day, not even in the morning, during the summer or something like that, for a little while, for like 20 minutes, and they jump in and they're in it for an hour, or they go out with friends and they're on a beach and you're like, I don't need sunscreen, and they burn to a crisp. Burn to a crisp. You gotta be careful. So when you say you don't need sunscreen, just make sure you tell people what that really means. That means you gotta be the judge. You gotta be the judge with that one, your own judge. You gotta be careful, okay? And you have to realize, I mean, if you're somebody that's already adapted to the sun, you got a lot of sun already, you got a lot of color from the sun, you're in it enough, you're gauging it, you can still get burnt to a crisp if you're not careful. You can still get burnt to a crisp. You got to be careful. And remember, it all depends what time of year, what month it is. Morning, end of the day, high noon, afternoon. You go into like a dog day afternoon, man, on the beach, and it's a dog day afternoon, and it's hot, and it's just pumping, that sun's pumping, and you don't have sunscreen on, or you're not covering yourself. You got to cover yourself. You got to be careful. You don't want to be a hero, because you could pre-age your skin. You could pre-age it. There's a lot of tanorexia out there. There's a lot of tanorexia, and the thing is, the tanorexia, you could pre-age your skin. I mean, these are just some basics, right? All right. That hit me. Did you know there's wasabi eating contests out there? There's people trying to get like views on TikTok, and they're eating a ball of wasabi. You can injure yourself. Like, people actually try to injure themselves to make people follow them on TikTok. They purposely injure themselves. What you can do is you can blow out your cranial nerves. If you sit there like the people do on TikTok and eat a big, massive ball of wasabi, you can blow out your cranial nerves to such a degree. You can screw up your senses for the rest of your life because you did like a massive ball of wasabi. You don't have to do that. Anything for a view. Anything for a view. That's society today. All right. I'm going to move this over. That is so good. There's so many great things here. This is an arugula pesto potato salad right there. I don't know if you guys can see this. Cafe Gratitude, that's going to be on the menu November 6th. Can you guys catch that right there? So good. That's their amazing onions that they have there. So many things to eat. This is this is next level. This is the baked pasta, the baked pumpkin pasta, the shells. This is next level. I got the baked crumbs right here. Look at that. Oh, whoa. All right, I think I'm gonna be. I got the pizza, had the nori, and we're gonna talk about LCF a little bit. Toxic self-care. That's actually really toxic. In the self-care realm is the sunscreen, but you got to be careful. You got to cover yourself properly depending on what kind of, what time of year, what month it is. You got to be careful. And you may be somebody that's not used to getting sun, another thing too. But no one should be sitting there bare skinned, scorching themselves for hours. It's lunacy. It just is. You got to be careful. I get there's some daredevils. And the thing is what people don't realize, the more toxic you are, that sun is baking the toxins in the skin. It's that baking them in. You're somebody that's really cleansed all of that out. Maybe you've done a lot of 369s. I've talked about this before, you guys. Maybe you're somebody that did a lot of 369s. Maybe you're somebody that did the mono cleanse for a long time. You're doing your HMDS. You're getting a lot of metals out. You're getting a lot of toxins out. Cleaning yourself out up real good. You're doing your celery every day. And then you go into the sun. You're going to have a better chance not to bake those toxins permanently into your skin and get a skin problem and get a lot of different problems with your skin down the road if you're cleaning all that out. So it's also depending on how toxic you are too, on how much sun you should get on your skin. You could bake it permanently into the derma. So many different toxins, especially if you're a caffeine drinker, you're a nicotine partaker. I'm not talking about smoking. Nicotine's getting so big right now. People are doing all kinds of different versions of nicotine. It's terrifying, really, because nicotine is really bad for the health, bad for the organs, bad for the brain. There's nothing good about it. Bake that into your skin, because that's what happens if you're full sun all the time and you got that nicotine going on. I'm using chopsticks on this right now versus a fork. That's insanely good. That baked pasta, pumpkin pasta, right there at Cafe Gratitude, that's insanely good. You guys just got on here, we're talking about toxic self-care. We're having dinner, chilling out. We're in LA. Dry cleaning chemicals, another part of toxic self-care. Sun is healthy. It's healthy at certain times of the day. If you're talking about summertime, full-on sun, you want to do it in the morning. Get 20 minutes of sun in the morning, right when it's at that perfect moment. You feel it get in there really good. And then protect yourself periodically throughout the day, too. The end of the day is another time you can do it as well. And you don't have to wear sunscreen for that. You might be somebody you just don't have to do it. You're taking the medicine just right. You're using sun as medicine, and you're doing it just right for your body. Your own medicine coming from the sun. You're working it into your body properly and carefully. You're not using sunscreen, but that's okay. And you kind of gauge it. If you get a little burnt, kind of know that. See that as that sign. Let's move on. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. I want to talk about dry cleaning chemicals a little bit because it falls into the toxic self-care line. Dry cleaners, heavily toxic. Just walking into a dry cleaning place, just breathing that in is insanely toxic, that alone. If you got to get something dry cleaned, maybe think about shifting gears in your wardrobe and not do the dry cleaning. And if that means, hey, I can't wear this certain item because I need to dry clean it, or I can't wear this certain thing and I want to look good at a party, maybe it's something you got to let go and you got to pick choices that don't need to be dry cleaned. Dry cleaners, man, that is so bad. You guys, these shells, absolutely amazing. Look at this baked pasta. This is? Look at this baked pasta right there. I know I'm moving it around. Oh, look at that shell. My God, look at those herbs. So hungry. This is fantastic. If you ever get to LA, please come and experience this. It's worth a trip. It's worth a trip. Bear with me. I'm going to get a little bit more in. Come on. Come on. Why is that so good? Talcum speaks for itself. Don't do talcum powders. Tanning beds. All right. Talk about tanning beds. Expanded edition. This is a book you want. You are going to want this book. If you don't want it now, fine, but you're going to need it. Talking about the Unforgiving 6. You're going to need to know what that is. Learn about it. Protect yourself. There's symptoms, conditions in here. There's foods to heal. Incredible recipes. Tanning beds is another variety of toxic self-care. Our bodies weren't meant to be in a tanning bed. It's not something God intended us to be subjected to. I know a lot of people say, well, I need it for my emotional stability. I need it for my mental, spiritual. I need it for my, for emotional support. I need to do the tanning bed. It helps me, it keeps me out of depression. And I understand if somebody's in that place where it keeps them from a really bad depression that's making them not be productive, it's making them struggle more, and a tanning bed is their weapon against that depression, then I understand. Be careful though. Don't have it jacked up too high and don't do it too long. Be careful. I wouldn't do it at all, but there are people out there that do say they need it for their emotional support. So that's their self-care right there. Colognes and perfumes. People believe that that's part of their self-care, and it is part of their self-care, but really it's just part of their self-care demise. Colognes and perfumes are so bad. They're so toxic. Cologne and perfume companies, and hopefully I don't get more letters. It's really funny. It's like if anybody got a fraction of what I get from the industries for all these years of what I've done, which has created so much censorship and everything else. If somebody got a fraction, they'd be on TikTok screaming. They'd be on X screaming how they got these letters from an industry, how they got this. They'd be screaming, like trying to get media about it and stuff like that. I just don't, I'm not in the mood to do that. But cologne and perfume companies, they're so aggressive in protecting their recipes. Like their recipes are everything. This goes back all the way to the 1920s. Even before then, even the early 1900s, late 1800s, the cologne and perfume recipe, they'll do anything to protect it. But if people knew what was actually in those things, oh my God, would they really be like, I mean, would they really be doing that? Come on. Expanded edition, you guys. Do you have it? Pre-order it. It's coming out soon. Might not be in stock. I'm sure it won't be, but make sure you pre-order it so that you lock down a copy right now. Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. I might get something else out to eat if you guys don't mind. There's so many options here. These are the Thai noodles. They're there right now at Cafe Gratitude. These Thai noodles. This is the kelp green papaya Thai noodle salad. Oh, it's so good. When you taste this, and I'm hearing there's people actually travel far distances actually to have this alone. It's so good. Mm. Kelp noodles. It takes kelp noodles to a whole nother level. Just bear with me. This is so good. This is addictive. That's addictive. That is addictive. Wow. All right. We talked about colognes, perfumes for a little bit. Full body deodorants, we got into that. Cosmetic injections for wrinkles. I get so much filler in my face. I get it just pumped everywhere in my lips, underneath my eyes. Kidding. I don't get any. I get none of that. But let me tell you what men are doing right now. Men are getting so much filler. It's ridiculous. They want to look masculine. They want more masculinity in their face. They're getting filler all over the place. I don't go in front of the mirror and say, Spirit, do you think I look masculine enough? I don't go into the mirror and be like, hey, Spirit, I'm looking at my face. Do I look masculine enough? Should I get some injections? Should I go to a cosmetic guy? And should I get like filler pumped all over my face? No judgment, no disrespect at all. So many people do it. Any guy right now, not every guy, most guys that are worried about their body and they're doing the selfies and the videos and they're doing the workouts, their face is getting all redone. And so right now, that's the real toxic self-care going into men. So it's not just the roids, they're doing all the steroids because men are doing the steroids. They're not just doing that, they're getting their faces completely changed. Slowly, but all the injections everywhere. They're getting all their teeth just yanked out. I got all my teeth. I contribute that to the medical medium information, spirit of compassion, practicing what Spirit has been teaching, and all of that. And so I have all my teeth. They're all there. But most guys at my age, their teeth are all gone. They got so many implants, and that's the thing, they got to do. They get so many implants. It's insane. And so it's not just the veneers. That's a whole nother level too. But there's so much toxic self-care going on right now, and the men influencers, they want to look a certain way, and it gets them more views. It gets them more clicks and more likes and more views. But people, they fall for it, and they think that's the way the guy looks. But if you've seen really what the guy looked like or would look like, it's insane. So the lip filler and the injections are another level right now of toxic self-care. So I have something right here, which is the Wild Blueberry Oat Bar. Can you see that, you guys? Wild Blueberry Oat Bar. There it is. This is going to be also on the menu. November 6th, Cafe Gratitude. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know. I'm just going to take it out. There it is, right there. That's it. Look at this. And the thing is, this isn't just a little bar. That's not it. This is a big bar. That's what it is. It's a big one. Look at it. I mean, think about it. You know what happens with mukbangs too? They put the food up close to make it look bigger. It actually is big. That's the whole point. This isn't a little bar. When you go get like the protein bars, which I don't buy, but everybody has them. They got them in their pockets everywhere. When you go get those protein bars out there, they ain't like this. This is bigger than that. This is way bigger than that. But it might look bigger here on the camera for this mukbang. Mm. Sorry, hold on. Mmm. So freaking good. So good. So I got two of them. I got two of them. Can't help it. Toxic self-care has gone to the next level. It's become half of somebody's day. Got to go get your nails done. Fine. But it gets like, then the cosmetic surgeon, and the cosmetic guy, then the dermatologist. You should go to a dermatologist if you think you got something brewing. But you go to the dermatologist, and then you're doing this, and then you're getting the facials, and then the exfoliations, and then the filler. But it's not just that. Tack on all the different varieties of programs and exercises and everything else, and you put it all together. Somebody's whole day can be self-care from the minute they wake up and the end of the day. If you're somebody that has to work a job, it's probably not going to happen. If you're somebody that has to work a 9 to 5, you're going to try to fit whatever self-care you can get in, maybe on Saturday or something like that. I come from a working class family, and if I go back back in time when I was a child in my working class family, self-care wasn't like on the list, meaning that kind of self-care wasn't on the list. It was more of like survival. It was like self-survival is what it was. And so there's people out there, maybe you're watching this and you know what that's like, and you can't do appointments all day, every single day and everything like influencers do and stuff like that, where their whole day is just appointments and they just film it all and they just do self-care, but they're doing toxic self-care. Even when they think they're not, they got a smoothie. They're like, I'm eating better, I'm doing a smoothie. There's so much shit in that smoothie, it's ridiculous. So it's toxic self-care once again. You think you could be eating good, but it's toxic self-care. You think you could be doing the best smoothies, you're putting the right stuff in, you're doing the collagen powder, toxic self-care. Toxic self-care can go into a whole nother level of all the different stuff people are doing for their health, all the supplementations, all the powders, all the things they're putting in their smoothies, the toxic stuff, the bad stuff. So you think you're doing that for yourself, and that's all toxic too. So it takes it to like another level all on its own there. But I'm noticing out there that people are just, they're living their life in a toxic self-care zone, addiction, where every single hour of every single day is self-care that's highly toxic. That's insanely good. Get down to Cafe Gratitude. Get one of those. I'm reading out of right there, Life Changing Foods, expanded edition. It's a heavy book. Get ready for that one. It's a #1 New York Times best-selling book. The original. What an amazing resource. It's a reference book. Open it up and start taking care of yourself. Guess what I opened it up to? Fennel cabbage juice. I better do it. I better do it. And then you look at all the symptoms, conditions, the emotional healing benefits, spiritual benefits that you get from all of this. But right there. You guys, I love you much. I got some food to knock down. It's dinner time. I'm hungry. I only had one slice of pizza. I didn't even have a full slice of pizza, to be honest. I only had a couple of little bites of this. This is a real chronic illness resource right here. You got chronic illness out there. If you're suffering or struggling, you got symptoms, conditions, diseases, whatever it is you're diagnosed with. If you got 2 or 3 diagnoses, get this book and hold on to this book. Keep it to your heart. Put it on your coffee table if you need to in the living room. While you're watching your favorite movie at night. While you're watching Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Pride and Prejudice. Colin Firth. Jennifer Eel. Either way, have it in your kitchen when you're making your recipes. Okay? Leafy greens, wild foods, herbs, fruits, and vegetables. 30 new ones. All new recipes. All new photos. It's an entirely different book with more information on infertility and fertility too. But the symptoms and conditions are so crucial to learn how to eat, to battle your symptoms. Learn how to heal. So much information in here. Can't go wrong. You should have that book. You should have that book. No! No! I forgot about my tahini cookie right there. Okay, you can get this right now at Cafe Gratitude, but here's the problem. They can't, they can't keep them in stock. That's all I hear, is they run out of them every single day, the tahini cookie. And the pizza, they run out of those every day. That is freaking crazy. That is freaking crazy. Is that legal? I don't even know if this is legal. Is this cookie freaking legal? Oh my god. It's so freaking good. That's the medical media menu there, you guys. Alright, you know I love you. Hopefully we can do another one of these when we get a chance. See ya.